All right. Hey, how is everyone doing? We got our sound on. We got our camera on. We got a microphone right here. Oh, it likes that. Anyways, sorry. That was weird. That was weird. so today is my unscheduled streaming day because I wanted to stream and I could do it. So why not? Let's go. Right. Today, if you saw the announcement earlier, we're going to be reacting and watching a new trailer for some more Space Marine 2 content. I cannot wait for this game, but we have to wait. I think it's like September 4th or something like that when it comes out. So, like 2.5 months. I can wait 2.5 months, I guess. Anyways, so we're going to watch that new trailer, probably go back and check a few things out, talk about some details we notice, discuss what that could mean, how cool it will be, go over some things if they reveal them to us. I haven't watched it myself. This will be my first time watching this new content. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and go back to our Chaos Gate campaign because I stopped and I was really getting into a good flow and I didn't want to leave it on that note and then have to wait until Wednesday to go back to it. So we're going to keep going on the campaign for a little bit. I might continue on with that. I might change after a bit into a different game. I don't know yet. We'll just kind of see what goes, what happens on the channel. It's kind of like, I have that freedom. I do what I want. So, there's a chance that I'll go over to Helldivers 2. There's a chance that I'll play some Darktide. I could bust out a new game on the channel. I got other games. I can do whatever the heck I want. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out this trailer. And this is straight from the developers. And I have not seen it, but this is going to be something, I'm pretty sure. It'll definitely be entertaining. So it's a little over 6 minutes. We'll watch through it, and then we'll discuss it, and then go back and see a few things. So I'm going to do my best to keep my commentary to a minimum, but I'll leave my mic on so you can catch my genuine reactions. So here we go.
Welcome to Space Marine 2, the newest installment in the Warhammer 40,000 franchise. Brought to you by Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment.
Nice.
I'm Oliver Hollis-Like, creative director on the project, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of the game's story, game modes, progression, and a whole lot more. Giving you a taste of what's to come when the game releases on September 9th. Space Marine 2 is a third-person action shooter set in the grim, dark universe of Warhammer 40,000. The game's campaign mode allows you to experience this epic story either solo or with up to 3 players in co-op.
Nice. Good landing. Good landing.
Space Marine 2's story begins a century after the events of the first game.
Timeline. Good.
Captain Demetrian Titus is a genetically enhanced super soldier and hero of the Ultramarines.
We will eradicate your kind from the galaxy.
Titus is returned to the Ultramarines,
You're a lieutenant now.
where he is demoted to lieutenant
That'll be a problem. No, Captain.
and forced to prove his loyalty in the heat of battle. On a distant world, he must face one of humanity's most fearsome adversaries, the Tyranids. As you take control of Titus and his fellow battle brothers, Chiron and Gadriel,
Nice.
you'll be thrown into the thick of a war of galactic proportions. Thanks to our unique swarm technology, allowing us to render hundreds of real enemies on screen at the same time.
Yeah, wow.
You'll face seemingly endless waves of crawling, running and swooping enemies as far as the eye can see. You must repel a Tyranid invasion and rid the system of the Xenos threat. battling in the claustrophobic jungles of Kadaku, the majestic planet-spanning metropolis of Avarax, and other epic locations. After each successful mission, you'll return to the Battle Barge, a space fortress serving as the Ultramarines' orbital headquarters. Here you can gather crucial intel by interacting with onboard personnel. Review your next targets and tailor your loadout to your upcoming mission.
Nice.
Whether you prefer close combat or ranged warfare, the Ultramarines' wide range of equipment offers you an array of devastating weapons and unique special abilities. A balanced approach is certainly wise, since performing a brutal melee finisher replenishes your armor and keeps you in the fight for longer. Shred the enemies of humanity with the iconic chainsword. Liquefy them with the melter rifle.
Nice.
Or crush them with the mighty thunderhammer.
Bonk stick.
How you vanquish the Tyranid invaders is entirely up to you.
Your duty is not yet done.
Beyond the story campaign, you'll find Operations Mode. Here, the focus is on cooperation and replayability. Play as one of 6 classes with unique skills and abilities. Then develop and customize them to make them your own. Whether you prefer the Sniper's stealth cloak and long-range capabilities,
Okay.
the Vanguard's grapnel launcher, or the Bulwark's chapter banner and storm shield combination, your Space Marine specialty, along with those of your squad mates, will be decisive on the battlefield. The more missions you play, the more you'll unlock cosmetics for your Space Marine. You'll also earn XP and armory data that you can spend in the Battle Barge's armory to unlock new class perks and improve your armament's performance.
Good.
Eternal war demands eternal discipline.
Oh.
If you're into more competitive
Here we go.
challenges,
PvP.
well, then you're in for a treat. Enter the fray in our Eternal War mode, where you'll be able to pit yourselves against other players. 6 Space Marines clash against 6 of their sworn Chaos adversaries in arenas inspired by the game's rich settings. Choose your preferred rule set, be it the intense Annihilation Deathmatch, strategic Seize Ground, or the exhilarating Capture and Control. Then engage in adrenaline-pumping matches that will test your skills against players from across the world. Each skirmish offers you the chance to earn more XP and add more weapons to your arsenal as you prove your valor on the battlefield.
Love that.
That's all just a taste of what is to come. We can't wait for you to experience the passion and care that our teams have poured into this game. We've got more surprises in store for you, to be revealed very soon.
In his name I will fight! For the Emperor!
Yes. Okay.
Pre-order the standard, gold or ultra editions and defend humanity on September 9th, when Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 launches on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC.
Okay.
Heed the call of war, for your craft is death.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. We've got so much to go over here. Now, initial reaction. I am hype, right? I am hype, of course, because this is my jam. So they gave us some really good details of the 3 major parts of the game. We got good stuff about the campaign that we didn't know before. It's not like a just on the rails kind of campaign. It looks like you can choose the missions you go to. You will go back to the battle barge, assess what you need, re-equip yourself, different loadouts, different weapons, and then go to missions that you choose. That's awesome, because in the first Space Marine game, you would get access to certain weapons, but only at a certain point in the story. Like, what would it be like to play those earlier missions with those later game weapons, right? We don't know. Now you have a chance to kind of unlock things and then kind of choose what you do with those things. It'd be really interesting. They did give us a timeline. They said back here that this was 100 years after the first game. So he's been, you know, if you follow the story of the first game. Quick recap. Captain Titus discovered in the middle of an orc invasion that there was a chaos plot. He stopped the chaos plot, but in doing so became exposed, possibly exposed to the warp. He made some decisions in the heat of battle that technically went against some of their established doctrines, but he ended up defeating the enemies because of those decisions. But technically he did kind of bend the rules. He was handed over to the Inquisition to see if he was corrupted, and that's the last we saw of him. He was getting escorted under armed escort onto a ship and flown away. So he comes back 100 years later. He's been demoted, but he is not corrupted. He is back fighting again with the Ultramarines. So we've got a nice little story element of Captain Titus kind of like returning to form. We'll see if there's any kind of resentment or if people don't trust him or whatever. But this is going to be an interesting development in his character. Also, we've got his two squad mates. What were their names? Like Cassius and...
A genetically enhanced super soldier.
Lieutenant, no.
Where to prove his loyal, most fiercest and his fellow galactic proposed to render hundreds seeming I can see threat.
Nope.
Battling in the claustrophobic jungles.
Anyways, it was like Cassius and something else, right? But there were a couple great moments in this. So they talk about their swarm technology. They can render over 100 enemies on the battlefield. So leads me to believe that all of the ones that are... Here, let me just...
Render hundreds of real enemies on screen at the...
Like, all the ones down here, these are in-game, right? I think there might be stuff in the background, like back here, that would be, like, for show. Or, like, in the sky flying around, right? But these ones down here can be damaged and can damage you. They are in play, so to speak. That's awesome, right? It's so cool. And just the different types that they show. They show the little swarmers, right? The little tiny ones. Yeah, you can kind of keep them at bay. This is a great little sequence here where he has the flamethrower.
Running and swooping enemies as far as the eye can see.
Right here. This is so great.
Repel a Tyranid invasion.
All right. So they also show there was a little cutscene where he was battling a lictor in the jungle. It's like dashing around him. Really, really, really cool stuff. That is so awesome right here.
Jungles of Kadaku, the majestic planet-spanning
Nope. Anyways. So right here, talk about they have returned to the ship.
A space fortress serving as the Ultramarines' orbital headquarters.
Yeah.
Here you can gather crucial intel by interacting with onboard personnel.
So you get to go back to the ship and talk to the people and say, hey, we saw this on our mission. How does that affect things, right? And they might tell you some things. We don't know if things in the game will change depending on if you have choices to make. We can conjecture about that. That would be really cool if there was. But they might just be like canned responses. Who knows? I don't think it'll be like Mass Effect, like branches of dialogue, you know? Or romance options. That'd be a little non-Space Marine-y. Also, look at this shot. You've got what looks to be... I don't know if this is a full... like a company, but you've got 1, 2, 3. So this is the 10-man squads, 40 Space Marines, 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts. These are... That's a Rhino. I'm not what mark that is. I'm rusty on the new tanks, but they're definitely the new hover tanks because they don't have tank treads. Redemptor? No. God, I'm so unprepared for this. Anyways, it's the new hover one. So, and then you've got what looks like to be the captain up here talking to the troops. He's got his standard bearer, his ancient, I guess he's called, and his honor guard in front. They have the fancy shields and capes. Very cool. So yeah, so this is the full company. I know you don't see like all the, you know, menials and the support crews and pilots and stuff like that. There's also a Thunderhawk back here somewhere. But this is a great view of the strength of what the company looks like. And they might be undermanned because they are in the middle of a war zone. But yeah, so you've got the 3 zones, right? So this is a good campaign screen. We've got the Residius system. So you've got the 3 planets, and you can choose operations, campaign, eternal war. These are the different gameplay types. Campaign is the single player. Operations is the multiplayer or co-op, and then this is the PvP zone. This is great. I wonder, there's a little icon here too. Probably stands for like some important call out or the next mission or something, but very cool that they added this. Like I said, it used to be you just get the missions are in order and you didn't choose where you went. So this is really, really, really nice.
Review your next targets.
Yep.
And tailor your loadout.
Okay, let's go back on that.
Review your next target.
Okay, so it gives you like okay, you're moving the mouse like very Destiny-like, right? You highlight your next mission, and it shows you there's rewards. So
targets and tailor your loadout to your upcoming
nice. Okay, show me the
close combat or
okay. So yeah, you have a heavy bolter.
warfare.
Very good.
Ultramarines' wide range of equipment offers you an array
Nice.
of devastating
You got the incinerator, I want to say.
weapons
Yeah.
and unique
Ooh, he's charging in with a sword.
special abilities.
Yep. Yeah, that flying like downward stab as you land, really cool. Are these carnifexes in the back? Been blown open? Oh no, these are just
Balanced approach is
holes.
certainly wise.
What are those called? They're the they burrow and then they come up and they open their mouth and the terminids and other stuff come pouring out. What are they called? I don't know. But they're just giant bug breaching insects basically.
Since performing a brutal melee
Yeah.
finisher replenishes your armor and keeps you in the fight for longer.
Yeah, so that's a good point. They're talking about how you could just gear yourself out for just extreme long range. You get your long range guns, all of that, and really neglect your close in combat. But that is how, like he says, that you would survive in the game. You regenerate your armor and your health by doing executions. There's not going to be little health pickups. I mean, I think we saw in the previous video, in the bottom right, he had med stims, but he had like 2. Right? So that's like, I'm almost dead. I need to inject myself real quick, get a boost of health. But you need to rely on up close kills to heal yourself. It makes sense game wise.
Shred the enemies of humanity with the iconic chainsaw.
Love the chainsword.
Liquefy them with the melter
Ooh,
rifle.
melter rifle.
Or crush them with the mighty thunderhammer.
And the bonk stick. Very
How
good.
you vanquish the Tyranid invaders.
Okay.
Beyond the
Operations.
story campaign.
So, this is what I'm also very excited about, operations. Because, you know, once you beat the campaign and you've gone through and you're all leveled up and you got your gear and everything, well, then what? Well, then you can go do online co-op multiplayer and you can play through with different loadouts, different gear, different weapons, with your friends, with strangers. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And you'll find operations mode.
So, yeah, quick match. You got the different missions available. Looks like there's 6 operations. Decapitation, a swarm of Tyranid threaten Astropathic Relay and Avarks. Their path will take them across the bridge. It can be rigged for detonation. Time to blast carefully and eliminate the Hive Tyrant leading the swarm. Cool. You get some experience rewards, some kind of 30-something. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Here, the focus is
Yeah.
on cooperation and replayability.
Okay. Interesting.
Players want a
Zangors.
six-class-
Here's the classes, showing them, I think officially for the first time. I had to pause the previous video to really get into the details, but tactical, which is your standard like upright shooty slashy space marine. Assault has the jetpack and close combat weapon. It's shown with a thunderhammer, but I don't think they're locked in that way. Vanguard, lighter armor, got the grapnel launcher. Now we saw the clip where he was just flying at a Tyranid with like a flying kick, and I pointed out that he didn't have a jetpack, so there's probably some special ability. I didn't think of a grapnel launcher, so he's gonna shoot the bug with a giant grappling hook and yank his way towards them with a flying kick. That's dope. So we're thinking like a more nimble, close combat. Think like a D&D rogue, right? Like a lighter armor, but he's got a big old knife and some cool guns. In the tabletop, I do believe that these helmets have an ability to emit like an ultrasonic scream. I could be wrong. These are like terror shock troops. They flank and they destroy the back line as the front line moves forward. The bulwark. This is going to be my jam, I think. Big heavy set dude, lots of armor, a shield, and a close combat weapon with a pistol. I saw a couple things that make me think that's going to be a lot of fun to use. A big like shield bash move. I saw the one clip in the PvP segment. No, that was the heavy. The heavy had a energy shield bubble blocking behind him, so he was like in the front line blocking everyone behind him. It was pretty cool. So I like those kinds of abilities where you're more support to help your teammates. The sniper is going to be a popular choice. Get those headshots. You show the chameleonic cloak, turn invisible, and of course the heavy with all the fun guns. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I wonder if the bulwark has a taunt maneuver, and how would that work in PvP? You know, I have so many questions.
With unique skills
So,
and abilities.
sniper. Oh, yes.
Then develop and customize them to make
Nice.
them your own. Whether
Yeah.
you prefer the sniper's stealth,
Okay, let's go back to the sniper page.
develop and customize them to make them your own.
Okay, I love the customization. Love it.
Whether you prefer the sniper,
Okay, here we go. There's the sniper loadout standard. It's the bolt sniper rifle. Camo cloak. They have a perk tree. So lighter armor. So they only have two things of armor, where we've seen the other ones have 3. Is the bulwark going to have 4? I hope so. That'd be nice. And then just a bolt pistol combat knife.
stealth cloak and long-range capabilities.
Yes.
The Vanguard's
Vanguard. So the Vanguard, this is the very... See, yes, the lower armor class, lighter armor, looks very agile. Grapnel launcher. Perform a diving kick. Very nice.
grapnel launcher,
There it is.
or the bulwark's chap.
And there's the bulwark. So he has a banner that he plants. And it restores armor to everyone. He has 3 pips of armor. Okay. Looks like 3... I mean, if the bulwark doesn't have 3, looks like he has 3. Plasma pistol, power sword, and then no main long range weapon because he has the shield. That makes sense.
Raptor banner and storm
There it
shield
is.
combination. Your space
Look
marine
at him.
specialty,
Oh.
along with those of your squad mates, will be decisive on the battlefield.
So good. So good. Oh, what is that? What is that? That's a ship, I think. A ship crashed. Huh. So, some scale here. That's a giant building.
The more missions you play, the more you'll unlock
Yes.
cosmetics for your space marine.
So good, so good, so good.
Also earn XP and
Okay. Victory. Primary objectives. We have swamp, camp, Promethean field. So these are like... These were different places you succeeded, I guess.
armory data that you can
Okay.
spend in the
You got your core skills. Okay, so you have to get in order. Interesting. Proven efficiency. All squad members deal more gun strike damage. Your signature move. I'm guessing that's like your ultimate move. So these are your jump pack moves. Okay. Very, very nice.
The battle barge's armory to...
Okay, we've seen this page before with the different stats on the weapon. I like how it's so in detail with the different types of weapons you can choose to. And you can get different rarities, which I'm guessing have just better stats.
Unlock new class perks and improve
perks.
your armament's performance.
Okay. And then PvP. So I played the hell out of some PvP back in the day. I was good. I don't know if I've lost a step since then. But another thing I will say is that I really like how you can have replayability with this game without having to rely on just PvP to carry it. I mean, I'm guessing the PvP will be fun, but but you don't need to have PvP. You can do the co-op. And it looks like there's going to be plenty of co-op and lots of variety, so it won't get stale. Because a lot of times the game will say, oh, you have a nice campaign, and then PvP, right? So this gives you the co-op side as an alternative, because there are people that don't do PvP, right? I get it. It can get frustrating. You don't feel like you're good enough, you're dragging the team down, right? You're just not good. Or you just don't care for that competitive spirit, and you want to be more cooperative instead. Perfectly valid. I get it. But it looks like they've gone both ways with it. So
demands eternal discipline.
Also,
if you're into more
okay, where's that one shot?
competitive challenges, well then you're in for a treat.
This guy right here. This guy on the I pointed with my finger like you can see it. This guy right here, he's got this energy barrier, and he's blocking. It looks like it's a bubble. Is that a dome? So he's got a dome. And I think this line is here just as a visual indicator to friends and enemies that he has a dome on, and you probably should just not bother shooting him. Really cool. Oh, this guy's got a bionic arm. I just saw that.
Enter the fray.
All right, so now one of the things I really liked was playing as the Chaos Space Marines, and they had a lot of interesting customization options, and you could get really fancy with your colors, with your armor types. You could go for established, like, canon chapters, legions, or you could go and just make your own, right? Really, really cool.
Eternal War.
Some Plague Marines right there. I love my dirty boys. That's a Night Lord.
Space Marines clash against 6
Very
of their
cool.
sworn.
Yeah, oh, I like how he's uncloaking. Alpha Legion Sniper, very good. You got your Night Lord Assault Trooper, very good. And looks like a classic Death Guard. He's got the white armor. Or is that, no, he's not dirty enough. That is an Iron Warrior. Iron Warrior with a heavy bolter. That is very, very canon.
Chaos adversaries in arenas inspired
Yep.
by the game's rich settings.
I saw a Berserker helmet there. Nice. Very
Choose
good.
your preferred
Oh yeah, this guy coming at you with the Plague Marine shield.
rule set.
Got him.
Be it the intense
Boom.
annihilation deathmatch.
Oh, very good.
Strategic seize ground. Or
Good. You can hover around and just get picked off in the air. You can dive in.
the
That's different.
exhilarating capture and control.
In the first game, you would just jump up and have like a second or two, and then you had to come right back down. These guys are going up, and they're going like left and right, and they're hovering for a minute before they dive down. That's interesting. That is different.
Then engage in adrenaline pumping
PvP, kind of capture the flag,
your skills against
protect the
players from
zone,
across
yeah.
the world. Each
Very
skirmish
cool.
offers you the chance to earn more XP and add more weapons to your
Yep.
arsenal
Yep, there's a bubble right. There's a bubble again right there.
as you prove your valor on the battlefield.
Nice. Do the stab. Very nice.
That's all.
I want to know. Hang on. Let's get. Hold on a second. I want to see if you can play as a dreadnought. He's saying in the audio that's it for now, right? In Space Marine 1, there was a DLC. There was a PvP game mode where one random player would become the dreadnought, and you'd have him on your team or against your team, and you'd have to kill the dreadnought, and it was amazing whenever you got to be the dreadnought. It was so good, and they even had the little like cosmetic differences that made it like a loyalist or a chaos. The loyalist guy had the rotary cannon, and the chaos guy had the big like over under boom 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 cannon. What's it called? Heavy auto cannon or whatever it's called, havoc cannon, whatever it's called. Anyways, but it was so good to be the dreadnought. Unfortunately, they really only put that in when the game was already kind of like at the end of its life cycle, but it was still a lot of fun.
That's all just a taste of what is to come. We can't wait.
Hold on, did that guy just... was he slamming another player? Oh no, it's a Tyranid, I thought. Because I was thinking, like, what if that's an execution move you can do in PvP? That would be great.
Taste of what is to come.
So,
we can't wait
I love that.
to experience the passion and care that our teams have poured into this game. We've got more surprises in store for you to be revealed very soon.
Yep, so they're going to reveal more in the future. This is so good. I am so stoked. I am so stoked. 2.5 months. If we can wait 2.5 months, and then I can bring you all this wonderful content. Oh my lord, I'm so happy. All right, my little 40K fanboy heart is pumping out my chest now. So